Throughout 2016, the Delaware Center for the Inland Bays has worked to preserve, protect, and restore Delaware's inland bays, the water that flows into them, and the watershed around them. But a job this big cannot be achieved alone. As we look back, we would like to share some of the highlights of the work we've done this year and thank the many partners that helped to make 2016 a great year for the inland bays. During 2016, over 200 volunteers conducted the center's annual inshore fish and horseshoe crab surveys. These citizen scientists completed an incredible 1,300 hours of work. The goal of the fish survey is to understand the abundance and types of fish species found in the bays. Since its start in 2011, the survey has identified 74 species that live along the shores of the inland bays. Similarly, the Horseshoe Crab Survey provides data on the abundance of spawning horseshoe crabs as well as the male-to-female ratio of their populations. Since 2002, this survey has also helped the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service place ID tags on 5,581 horseshoe crabs to learn more about the movements of this fascinating species. In the coming years, data from each survey will be used to establish long-term trends for these two incredible living resources in our inland bays. Don't Chuck Your Shucks is a partnership between the Center for the Inland Bays, the Nature Conservancy, and local restaurants to keep oyster shell out of local landfills and recycle them for use in projects that directly benefit the inland bays. With the help of 18 local restaurants and their oyster-eating patrons, the center collected over 2,000 bushels of oysters in 2016. With the help of 44 volunteers and 158 hours of labor, the Center for the Inland Bays was able to produce over 1,500 bags of oyster shell that are already being put to good use, stabilizing shorelines at living shoreline demonstration sites and as a base for young oyster spat in the center's volunteer oyster gardening program. Since 1999, the center has partnered with Indian River School District to provide a full day of watershed education to 7th and 8th grade students at the center's James Farm Ecological Preserve, a curriculum-aligned activity that offers hands-on, waders-on experience that cannot be found in the traditional classroom. Once again, in 2016, about 1,000 students hauled seine nets, tested water quality, and collected data on the flora and fauna of the salt marsh at James Farm, instructed by our teaching staff, whose passion and knowledge inspire these future leaders of coastal Sussex County. For many students, this is their first experience on the bays, and more than a few exclaimed that it was their best day ever. Healthy bays need resilient and natural shorelines to prevent erosion and help mitigate the impacts of climate change, such as increased flooding. To address shoreline erosion, property owners typically construct a bulkhead or cover the shore with riprap. But hardening the shorelines in this way eliminates important natural habitats and can even increase erosion by reflecting wave energy onto nearby shorelines. Living shorelines provide a bay-friendly alternative to shoreline hardening by using natural materials to protect shorelines from erosion, while also preserving the function and beauty of the sandy beaches and marsh edges that filter water and provide important habitat for native fish and wildlife. Throughout 2016, the center worked with statewide partners to promote the construction of these living shorelines through public education and a 2-day training workshop for marine contractors, landscapers, and engineers. In addition, the center was awarded a grant from the Delaware Water Infrastructure Advisory Council to select sites and develop concept designs for innovative living shoreline demonstration projects. Once completed, these projects will show the advantages of living shorelines as well as the techniques that can be used to engineer them. Thank you to all of our volunteers, partners, and supporters who are on board with the bays and contributed to the success of our mission in 2016. Join us in 2017 for more exciting projects as we continue to work together for healthy waters.